Hello everybody and welcome back to another Deep Ogre review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Kingdom Deluxe class Scorponok. I have been wanting this guy for a very long time, ever since I saw Beast Wars about 3 years ago. So, yeah, I've already said this in pretty much every Kingdom review I've done. But Scorponok, not my favorite Beast Wars character. I liked him. I liked his voice most of all. But I've just never been a big fan of the all wholly loyal character besides Soundwave. I like Soundwave being loyal, but that's just because it's ingrained in your mind that Soundwave is loyal to Megatron. Scorponok, I don't know. I've always been kind of leaning on the side of Pterosaur and Tarantulas in terms of what they do to backstab Megatron, I guess. But Scorponok is not a bad character at all. Personally, I still like him. I really love his voice, too. Sad that he died after the first season. That's just stupid. I would have liked to see them carry that on, but that's just a discussion for another day. But here we obviously have the Transformers Kingdom figure that I finally have, thanks to my wonderful boyfriend, Zach, or Short Mafioso on Instagram and YouTube. If you want to go check him out, he does edits on YouTube and he does cosplay on Instagram. So if you're into that stuff and you're into this stuff, and there's some kind of correlation between the two and crossover between our audiences, go check him out. It's actually really impressive. Anyway, into this guy's accessories. I've done enough rambling on and on about Scorponok as a character and blah 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 blah. Let's get into his accessories. So, here is Scorponok's only accessories. He comes with the... God, I was just... It's the Cyber Bee, right? Cyber Bee? I think that's what they called it in the show. But it is harder plastic. For some reason, when I saw the promo pictures of this guy, I thought this was going to be a soft plastic. I don't even really know why. But they did a very nice job of sculpting it. Very, very reminiscent of the Cyber Bee from the show. Nice purple paint apps on the wings and red eyes. But other than that, it's just a great guy. It's just a gray drone, basically, with some insect legs and kind of insectish head. Yeah, that's... Focus. Oh my god, now it's more out of focus. What the hell? Okay, there we go. But for the other accessory, we have his missiles. And they're just but they're painted in a very nice red paint, cast in gray. Obviously, there are peg holes in his claws. Personally, I like to put the missiles in his right arm. And they do not go in sideways like this, by the way. For some reason, I thought they did, or I thought they would. It doesn't work like that at all. Why? Okay, there. They go in like that. So, yeah. So, you gotta shut it. And on this side, put the Cyber Bee in, and there you go. There are your accessories. If my camera would focus, there are your accessories, and the accessory storage. Very, very nice. I really like the idea, or I really like the fact that they gave him the Cyber Bee. I think that is actually really cool on Hasbro's part. While we're zoomed in on Scorponok's face, while we're zoomed in, I'll take a look at Scorponok's detail. That's what I was trying to say. Oof, jeez. Overall, I really love his head sculpt. It really, really does look like the animation model, just kind of more realistic, I guess, because that's what Kingdom is going for. I've said that in every Kingdom review, too. Wow, holy shit. But, very nice gold for the visor. Classic Scorponok visor. I really, really love the way that came out. And the more, like, imperial I don't even know how else to describe it other than imperial, royalish kind of royal guard head sculpt that he has going on. These two pieces coming out on the sides of his jaw. Big old frown. Holy shit. Big chin, too. Nice gold paint abs coming down on the forehead to the eyebrow. Whoa. Okay. Same gold right there, and on the chest, and on the arms, and on the legs. Classic Scorponok legs. Jesus Christ. My camera is bugging the fuck out. Other than that, I think the only other paint apps on this guy are the purple right here that kind of fades into the gray on the arms. The gold, obviously, previously mentioned. Crotch is painted. These kind of vents on the side of his hips. And this darker purple that matches with the helmet up here. But for sculpted detail, holy shit, my camera is wigging out. Okay, hopefully that fixed it. I don't know what the hell is going on. Oh, and there seems to be that this piece is painted. This is a darker gray than this. So, yeah, that I forgot to mention that. But for the sculpted detail, it is really, really great on this guy. Kind of this rough texture right here, and the spikes on his shoulder pads. Then more spikes and more kind of knobby knobs on the inside of his forearm. Kind of a shielding, scaly look right there. More spikes. Jesus Christ. More spikes right there. And kind of this teeth look to his claws, as you can see. And it makes it look like mouths. In the stop motion I did, it kind of looked like he wasn't talking, but the claws were talking. It was weird. It wasn't the best stop motion I've made. I will admit that. But coming down, you have nice kind of ridged texture for hips down to the thighs and over to his legs. More of that kind of rough texture. Dark purple again. I missed that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this guy's detail. I honestly, and the back, the scorpion tail. I totally forgot about that. Literally, one of the most defining parts about Scorponok is his scorpion tail. And honestly, I don't even know what to do with this thing, because on my copy, I'll get into it, a little gripe right now. On my copy, the knees are super, super loose. So if I point the tail in the way that they want it to go, which is flat like that, and right there, and then curl it like that, and do that. If I do it the proper way, he tends to fall over. Which kind of really sucks, because I really like this figure, but this is the only downside to this. Which, luckily, for some reason, Amazon sent Zach 2 copies, so I might have to open my mint inbox one just to get one with tighter knees, because that really sucks. But if I just kind of flatten it out right there, and make the tail closer to his head, that usually fixes the problem. There's still some balance issues, but then whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm just happy I got this guy. And for articulation, let's just move on to articulation since we're already zoomed out. So there's a ball joint here, right here for the stinger, hinge right here. I'll get more into those hinges in Scorpion mode. Head could look up about that far, but bounces back a little bit. Down, not really far because of his big ass jaw. Arm can go out about that far due to transformation. You can get it all the way up. Bicep swivel, full 360 right there. Single jointed elbow gets about 90 degrees. Wrist swivel, and claws obviously do open and shut. Waist swivel, albeit very slight. If you were to actually move that up, it would be bigger, but it still gets caught on the tail right there. leg can kick up about that far, back about that far, spread out about that far, thigh swivel, single jointed knee, but it gets really far up due to transformation. I really, really like that. Foot can go down about that far, obviously due to transformation, and beautiful ankle pivot both ways. So if you want like some photography of juke, some maximal juke and Scorponok out, you can break his ankles. But yeah, it's a really great ankle pivot. That's what I'm trying to say. Before we get into size comparisons, I do want to go over one more thing that I'm not really sure about this guy. The legs, the scorpion legs in the back, they're fucking annoying. I'll say it in robot mode. This is what I do with the two middle legs that are attached by the same sculpt. I would fold them in on the back and tuck them in. This is what the instructions tell you to do with the front legs right here on his shoulders, but personally I like to lay him out on his shoulders, so that's what you see in the photography I do and all that jazz. And I actually just do follow the instructions for these legs because they're the easiest to contain in my opinion and in my experience. Other than that, I don't really have any complaints with this guy besides his size, which we'll get into right now. So for comparison, here he is next to the two team leaders of Beast Wars. Here we have him next to the Transformers Kingdom Voyager class Optimus Primal and Transformers Kingdom not Deluxe class, that's the opposite of Deluxe class. Leader class Megatron. And may I say, don't like his size. I think he's not the tallest bot, but he is definitely taller than he is here, which also comes into an issue I have with Optimus Primal. I think Optimus Primal is a little too small. The whole scheme, the whole size thing in Kingdom is kind of thrown off. But there is a upgrade kit that you could get for Scorponok, and I think I might get it because it extends his legs, and honestly I kind of prefer kind of like the tubed look that the upgrade kit brings to his legs. But other than that, I don't really have any problem with how he looks next to these guys. In fact, I think he looks absolutely amazing next to them. And here he is next to the two Deluxe Maximals that I have right here. Deluxe Class Air Razor and Deluxe Class, I almost said Rat Trap, Cheetor. And here he is just next to the rest of the Maximals that I have. Tigatron, Rhinox, Dinobot, and Rat Trap. And you know something's wrong with the size when Rat Trap is only a little bit shorter than Scorponok. I'm gonna say it. I'm not too sure about that. I also think Rat Trap is a little small, but I understand. It's a core class figure. They thought he would be better. Nah. It's semantics. That's what it is. It's semantics. I'm honestly just glad that we are able to have all of these guys, finally. And last but not least, here he is next to the Transformers Kingdom Deluxe class Waspinator and Black Arachnia, obviously the other two Deluxe class Predacons from the show that I have. And honestly, he looks fantastic next to these guys. Honestly, he looked fantastic next to these guys. I really love how Hasbro was actually able to make these kind of a mix of show accuracy and real life designs really, really fit in with each other and not really have any clash whatsoever, which I was kind of afraid would happen at the start of the rumors of the line, and Rat Trap was leaked and then all of it was leaked, but I'm glad that it leveled out and it became actually one of, if not the best Transformers mainline ever. Honestly, for robot mode, I really like it. It's just issues with my copy, like the knees, and issues with every copy that would be the legs. I'm not a big fan of the legs, I gotta say. I still like them more than Waspinator. I will say, I fucking hate how they handled Waspinator's insect legs, obviously, because they're just sticking out. But wish they added articulation to those. That would have been really, really nice. Anyway, I said that closing line like it was the last Transformers Kingdom figure I was going to get, but I still need Pterosaur. And honestly, I think that's pretty much it. And then Legacy and Inferno and Tarantulas. Can't fucking wait for those guys, because then my Beast Wars will be pretty much complete. I want a Quick Strike and a Silverbolt and a Rampage. Hasbro, please give us those 3, because we need those to complete this Beast Wars shelf. It's coming along really, really great. It would be even greater with those characters. So, please, in a future line, do those 3. We know you're willing to do Beast Wars now, so let's hop on it. Anyway, let's get into transformation. Enough rambling about the robot mode for now. So, here he is in his Scorponok. No shit. Here he is in his Scorpion mode. Very easy to transform. I will say it is a pretty easy transformation. Obviously, I was struggling with the back leg, putting that spike into the tail. It is a little bit of a pain in the ass to do so. I will say that. And it doesn't feel complete. When you look under, his chest is still exposed and all open. His leg is just hanging out there, and his foot drags on the ground. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. I watched MGoes just transform it. I transformed it with him. I've transformed it a couple times since. I'm not completely sure if this is right. But as is, I still really like this mode. It does bring a lot of joy and creepiness to it. I never thought that I could ever say creepy about Scorponok, because it's fucking goofy ass Scorponok who gets his shit rocked in every episode. Not really a menacing villain at all. Sometimes he has his moments, but I digress. Still an absolutely amazing looking mode. Obviously, you retain those arm movements. All the arm articulation from robot mode is still here, and sadly you cannot use the tail joints here and here for Scorpion mode, but still use this one and the ball joint for the stinger. That goes fucking like everywhere. Then you have a ball joint here at the back legs, a ball joint here at the 2 connected legs, and a ball joint here at the front leg. And kind of, I guess, if you wanted to call it a hinge joint, you could. Hinge joint right here for the Scorpion head. That can move up and down as you please. Overall, I really like this thing. The detail on the Scorpion head is pretty good. I will say that. I do enjoy the detail on this guy. It is a little toned down. I don't know why. It's kind of smooth. It's kind of freaky compared to, real Scorpions. But you have this nice kind of fade of gray on his back. And then another kind of, again, that kind of fade into that just plain molded plastic right here. Easily one of my favorite beast modes out of Kingdom. I gotta say, my least favorite being Dinobot by a long shot, and then Rhinox. But this is up there with like Tigatron and Rat Trap and Optimus Primal, in my opinion. And speaking of Rat Trap, because he is the easiest to transform, I will compare this alt mode to Rat Trap in his alt mode, so you can see the size comparison right there. Right there. Yep, that's how big he is. That is how big he is. Invisible head syndrome! You know, you gotta do that MGO thing every time. Every time there's a visible head, you gotta do it. But getting Rat Trap out of here. Beast mode, pretty good. I like it. I enjoy it. Very interesting. Very interesting. I do still struggle with that because it's kind of a pain in the ass, not gonna lie. For me, at least. And I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not sure if there's a way to, like, fix it, but I'm not. I don't think so, because there's like nowhere for this thing to go. So it's whatever. You don't even really see it because of the legs covering it up. So it's fine. Seriously, it's fine. And I like it. It's not that bad. Also, detail I forgot to mention in the robot mode was this Predacon symbol on his shoulders, on his one shoulder. Nicely tampoed on though. Kinda gets screwed up with all the rivets in the sculpt, but still looks pretty good in my opinion. So yeah, let's get this guy back into his robot mode and I'll give out my final thoughts. For final thoughts, I think this guy is absolutely really good for a Scorponok. I honestly really wasn't expecting this guy to be this good. I wasn't really sure about the kibble on the back, and on my copy it does weigh it down. Again, loose knees. It's not that every copy is going to have that problem. It's just mine. But really love the accessories here. I really think the Cyber Bee was definitely a surprise. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I love the gold on this guy. I love the gold on this guy. It really accentuates and really makes it feel more like Scorponok. The deep purple on the visor, on the kind of knee area, and on the feet really do help accentuate that sculpt, because this sculpt is honestly fantastic. And I don't know, it's kind of soft, I guess. I do see people saying that it's kind of soft, but at the same time, I understand why they kind of toned it back, because it's supposed to be a mix of show accuracy and real-life animal accuracy, which at first I wasn't really that into, but now I've kind of warmed up to it a bit. And this guy looks absolutely amazing next to the other Kingdom figures. Honestly, you just have to get him in hand to see how amazing he looks next to Optimus Primal and Dinobot and Megatron especially. Can't wait to get Inferno and Tarantulas and Pterosaur in my hands, and then my Season 1 crew will be complete and my heart will sing. I cannot wait for that. I seriously cannot wait, because it's going to be amazing. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video and listening to me ramble on and ramble on. Normally what I do. Anyway, so whatever. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe. If you want more of this type of content, definitely let me know, because reviews, I'm not sure about. They kind of get views, they kind of don't. It depends on what I'm reviewing. Usually Transformers reviews get a lot more views than anything else. But, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm going to give this guy a solid 7.5 out of 10. I really like him. He looks great, but the knees really make it hard for this guy to pose. And the legs, oh god, the insect legs. Ugh. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.